morning, everybody. Mike Moody with Moody's Way. Saturday morning, day before Easter. We're going to be smoking a pork butt today, Boston butt, the twin pack from the meat store, nothing special. We're going to be making pulled pork. Everybody loves pulled pork, and it feeds a lot of people for a little bit of money. Anyway, we're going to do it at 350. The cook time is about 6 to 8 hours, and it always depends on how big a piece of meat you're using. I forget what mine weighs. I'll check back in with you on that. I haven't even seasoned it yet, haven't taken it out of the wrapper or anything. It's a real simple recipe. I just dry rub it. I don't inject it. I don't do anything else. I just dry rub it and throw it on and smoke it. All right, guys, so we got our twin pack pork butt. We got enough dry rub to rub both pieces. We're not going to rub the fat cap side because, like I said, that comes off anyway. It's a waste of seasoning. So we're going to go ahead and trim these up a little bit. And only thing I really focus on is getting the big, heavy chunks of fat off of it. You don't have to. I've taken and thrown them clean on the smoker just like this, not even seasoning them. Out at hunting camp and stuff like that, but I don't know, I do like to trim them up if I have the option. Trim as much fat off as possible. And also what you want to try to do is let the meat kind of start coming up to temperature. Obviously have clean hands, clean surfaces, all that stuff too, but you do want the meat to come up to temperature. You don't want to put something on the smoker ice cold, fresh out of the fridge. So kind of let the water hose and the timing of everything help out with that. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because you do want some fat on it. You don't want to waste any of the meat that's there either. That one's good. Go and take your dry rub, and you don't be afraid to put too much, because remember, we're making pulled pork, so only the outside of the meat is getting seasoning on it. So the more seasoning you have inside, when you do pull it apart and everything else, that seasoned meat will mix in with the non-seasoned meat, so don't be afraid to over season it. Squirrels are coming out now too. I like to season, dry rub every side of the meat. And this is part of what I love about the pellet smokers, is it's just so simple recipes that just taste so darn good. And they taste good every time too. Like, you can't even mess it up. Alright, now we're going to let this sit for at least 15-20 minutes. The meat's still real cold, but you want that seasoning to kind of have a chance to turn sticky and get on that too. You see how pretty red and... Alright y'all, just to recap, we still got the smoker on 350 degrees. I'm not sure if y'all can see that or not. We're going to leave it on 350 degrees, and I'm probably going to walk away from this thing for about 3 to 4 hours. I'm probably not even going to look at it, but I'll show you. I just put them on there. Not sure if the head mount on the GoPro caught it all or not. All right, everybody, we're back. So we got 161 degrees. I was aiming for 160, couldn't get to it in time. So our meat probe says it's 160 degrees. We're gonna go ahead and wrap these in tin foil. I use 2 pieces of tin foil per piece of meat, just to seal up as much of the juice as possible. But we're gonna cook it in the tin foil wrapped up, both pieces wrapped up for, I wanna say 190 to 200 degrees is what we're shooting for. These high temp heat gloves, they're a lifesaver, y'all. All right, y'all, so real quick, I wanted to show you what just happened. That is a piece of the fat cap that we put down on the grill. So that fat pretty much burned up. All the juice that's in the meat's gonna be in there, and we're wrapping it now, so that's actually gonna help hold the juice in. You don't need that fat cap anymore. After I'm done wrapping this one, I'll put the heat gloves back on and I'll grab that and just throw it in the trash and discard. So we got them wrapped up, both of them, 2 pieces of foil. I just wrap them as tight as possible. At this point, they have enough smoke flavor in the meat already. They just need to finish cooking. We have, on the smaller of the 2 pieces, we have 180 internal temp right now. Remember, this fatter one, this bigger piece, I pulled it off and wrapped it at 160. So at this point, I'm just checking the small one, because obviously the smaller piece is going to finish first. And we want to monitor the small one. We don't want it to overcook. One piece of it is done. It's right about 200 degrees internal temperature. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that out, leave it in the tin foil with all the juices still wrapped up. We're going to slap it in this tin pan and then put another piece of tin foil over top. All right, guys, this is what I was talking about. See the meat probe on the bigger piece of meat, it's only at 186 right now. That needs to come up to at least probably 195. 195 to 200 is what I shoot for every time on the internal temperature. 203. Different muscle groups, 204. I'm calling it good. All right, guys, so both of them cooked to 200 degrees internal temp. We're just gonna wrap it up now, and this is the hardest part of the whole cooking process right here. You have to wait to eat it. And I'm not saying wait 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I'm saying we're gonna leave this wrapped up at least an hour, if not 2 hours. Gotta let the meat rest. If it doesn't rest, then it's never going to absorb all the juices back in. So this is the hardest part, just sitting and waiting. There's not a whole lot of waste, but there is some. That's just too fatty. Now what we got is this whole pan of goodness here. And like I showed you already, we're just gonna smush it up. Try not to make a mess, but a lot of people buy the special pullers and all that nonsense. The meat is cooked properly, you don't even need them. You have some big stringy pieces like this, but hell, I'll eat that, you know. And the leftover juices that did end up getting in this big pan, that's enough to make everybody happy anyway. All right, guys, so we got this prepared a couple different ways. That's just pulled pork with a little bit of barbecue sauce. Sweet Baby Ray's is my preference, and then hamburger bun with some Sweet Baby Ray's on it and regular pulled pork. Just remember, all we did was dry rub this. We didn't add anything. We didn't let it marinate. We didn't even let it sit overnight, and it still tastes phenomenal. It is really, really good, guys. There's nothing to this dish at all, and you can feed multiple families on it for relatively cheap. It just shows another way of using a pig to benefit you in your life. And I mean, it's really easy to do if you have a smoker of any kind. You can do it on a you know, just charcoal grill, even if you had to. Use the same steps, try to shoot for the same temperatures, experiment a little bit with it. But other than that, it's just a really, really great meal. But I cannot wait to take a bite, y'all. I really can't. I have to. Wow, it really does. It just kind of melts in your mouth. It's real. It's not chewy. It's not dry. It's moist. It's soft. I mean, you can't ask for a better pulled pork, in my opinion. Really, really good, guys. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. Just remember, it might not be your way, but it's Moody's way. Love y'all. Don't forget to like and subscribe.